Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm here to show you the Bandai TC7 air traffic controller. This bad boy was made by Bandai, and I believe it was put out in 1983. It's powered off of 6 AA batteries. A lot of the games of that era were powered by the C batteries, so pretty cool to see the AA. And then right here we have a port for a power adapter. I just actually got this about 20 minutes ago, so I'm by no means an expert. You will need a manual. I just got it like this, so I don't unfortunately have the box. But I didn't see any YouTube videos of this, and as a collector myself, I always love being able to go in and find out a little bit of the history and then also what the game plays like. So hopefully I give you all a representation of what that's like, and let's just go ahead and get going with it. Alright, this game, as you can see, it's pretty crazy with everything that's going on, and without a manual it's nearly impossible to figure out how to play. So fortunately, if you don't have a manual, you can go to handheldmuseum.com. The guys over there have done an awesome job compiling a website with games just like this and tons of history, and we're forever indebted to the people behind that website. Just before we get into the gameplay, just kind of wanted to give you a close-up of the back. As you can see, you can choose one of 4 skill levels. Trust me, I've been going at it for about 20 minutes now, and I would recommend skill level 1. You are essentially an air traffic controller, of course. Your job is to land planes that come in and to help planes take off. I will not land a plane today. I apparently suck at this, and I will not be able to land a plane. However, I will be able to hopefully show you what's kind of going on. The planes are going to be following these different flight paths. Alright, so whether they're going out or they're coming in, they're following these little dotted lines here. Of course, this represents the radius as far as like where they're at in relationship to this right here, which is the landing strip. Your whole idea is to get the plane right there and land it. The entire time that a plane comes in and you eventually lock on to it, and I'll show you how to do that, you will get a readout of the airspeed of that plane and the altitude, and it continually goes back and forth, and it's very tough to kind of get used to keeping track of where the plane is located on the screen, keeping track of the airspeed, and then once you find out kind of what airspeed you need to be at relative to where its radius is at, then you have to figure out how to direct that plane using this series of complex buttons here. Alright, what the crap is all of this stuff? You've got all of these buttons. It's probably the nerdiest game ever. That's okay, that's why we love it. Alright, right here we have west and east. You want to lock in on a plane, you have to enter its coordinates. So it's coming from the west or it's coming from the east. It's arriving or departing, so you have to enter that. And then the flight path, you have to say if it's coming from A, B, C, or D. These same buttons are also used to pick your skill level at the beginning of the game. Altitude, descend, and ascend. So when you select any one of these buttons here, or airspeed with the decrease or increase button, you have to pick a percentage. So you can descend by 10%. Or if you see that your numbers are really high, you'll want to descend by 80%. The high score button, and then we've got the hazard button, which if you hear through a series of different beeping, a plane is in trouble, you can hit that button and it'll lock onto that plane immediately, and then you can start controlling it. If you have selected the hazard button and you need to go to another plane, you'll have to hit clear. Or if you've entered a series of buttons and you get halfway through the series of buttons and you're like, oh no, I wish I hadn't done that, go ahead and hit the clear. Nothing about any of these button presses will do anything unless you enter it. Of course, here we've got our on and off button. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, a couple things to note. We have a maximum speed of 450 miles an hour and a minimum speed of 100 miles per hour. If you go in under that 100 before you get to the landing strip, you're going to crash. All right, going to turn it on. The glorious sounds. So I'm going to pick skill level 1 and I'm going to enter that. There's my plane. You can see I'm flashing. Airspeed is 0, altitude is 0. I'm going to go ahead and lift off. The goal is to get it 100 miles per hour before I lift off. Depart and enter. All right. And so now at this point, we're going to increase our speed by 80%. All right. So now my airspeed is moving up. 32, 48. When it gets to 100, I'm going to ascend. All right, so I'm going to ascend by 20%. I have to enter that in. All right, so now I'm lifting off. Okay, now I need to choose a flight path. Need to go ahead and I'm going to say B, enter. All right, and I've got another plane over here, actually right there. So I want to go ahead and make that one lift off. We're going to say, we're going to go to the, let's go to the east, and then we'll say depart. All right, and I guess my plane crashed because I was screwing around with that plane. So I can't even do a takeoff. All right, finally we have one coming in. All right, so the way that it works with these guys, I suck at this game. We're going to lock on. So it's coming from the east and it's arriving from flight path B. And so now I'm locked on. It's flashing a little bit faster. So we want to go ahead and reduce the altitude. So we're going to hit decrease by 20%. This plane over here is just chilling because I'm not even trying to take it off right now. All right, so I'm just watching this. The airspeed is at 179. I know I can't get it lower than 100, and I'm going to get a hazard at 140, so I have to kind of watch out. What I might want to do is increase the airspeed just a little bit. Altitude is at 265. I need to go ahead and decrease that, just that altitude by a little bit. Oh wait, I need to take it up before I crash. All right, so I need to start decreasing everything. Did I? All right, so to land this thing, I have to be under 100 feet. Speed has to be 220, under 220. Increase my altitude by just a little bit before I hit the ground. Come on, land. And now I want to hit my air brakes big time. And altitude is at 0, 0. So I need to stop it. And I don't know what the crap just happened there, if I killed it or what. All right. So the high score says 5. I certainly didn't land 5 planes. So I don't know if I landed that thing or not, but at least it gives you an idea of what's kind of going on. And you can see that plane was right there, and I was too busy monitoring what was going on with this one plane, getting used to it, and that whole time I could have been taking that plane off. But you know, if I was on skill level 4 and you had planes going all over the place, I couldn't do it. So anyway, that'll hopefully give you an idea of what this game is like. Wanted to give you a quick close-up. I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of the color. I mean, you've got the old red LEDs through everything. I'll go ahead and try to do some of it. So increase the airspeed. When it gets above 100, I'm going to ascend about 20%. At this point, you can see the altitude is going up. Alright, so at this point we're going to say, I'm going to pick a flight path here in a second. I'll go west B. Hope you enjoyed it.